Residents of South Africa's oldest township, Alexandra, turned up to make their mark, and that's despite threats to boycott the national poll. The township was brought to a standstill in the weeks leading up to the country's 6th democratic election. Residents raised their voices around their unhappiness regards to service delivery and escalating crime in the area. CGTN's Scheier was out and about on the streets of Alexandra.
Residents in Alexandra came out in their numbers to vote. Some young South Africans were barely 5 years old when the first democratic election took place in 1994. They're now making their mark in the nation's history.
Voting is a right, and by coming here it means like I'm ensuring our country's future in better ways. And I've seen during the few months we have seen how Alex has been. We've been struggling with service delivery, protests all over the place.
Close to 60% of the country's youth do not have jobs. They want change and a more promising future.
We should look at a party that represents an ordinary young South African, given the fact that we've got a high rate of unemployment, high rate of crime, lack of education, So looking at it, we should vote for a party that's going to represent all of those things and tick all the boxes.
All the empty promises from the previous government, firstly it was ANC, then DA and Alexandra, they're all full of empty promises. So I'm hoping for whichever wins the votes, they're going to change the future.
Residents of South Africa's oldest township took to the streets just weeks before the election over inhumane living conditions, worsening crime and poor service delivery.
They must care about us, people first, so that we can vote for them every time. And then we don't complain if we've got things they promise us.
I hope Alexandra must be clean, and then there must be no nyaupe and stop crying. The crime must be stopped. We're sick and tired. We all, you see, I'm too scared to stay alone in my house. I must always lock the door.
Can this particular 6th administration, we hope that it's going to prioritize young people in particular, and also it's going to prioritize women, because we believe that South Africa can take a leading step in towards this transformation agenda.
Thousands of Alexandra residents live in squalor and poverty, and this is the most powerful tool they have to speak to their leaders and demand change. Scheier, CGTN, Alexandra Township, South Africa.